Hey, so yeah, can you just give us your full name and your designation here?
My name is Krishna Bejagama, and I'm a coach at this academy, Dream Basketball Academy.
Okay, so Krishna, you have a very interesting trajectory yourself. And it's not surprising, I guess, since you're working at Prithvi Reddy's Dream Basketball Academy. Just like Prithvi Reddy, you have also
Dreams come true here, man.
Dreams
come true here. Yep.
So can you tell us about your own journey? You also played in Europe, correct? Can you just tell us about that?
Yes, I spent a couple years playing in Europe at Europe Basketball Academy. Enrolled for their pro development program. Just was playing with a whole lot of athletes from different countries that were trying to get placed in Europe. So yeah, it was a great 2 years for me over there.
Okay, but before you went there, where were you working?
Yeah, I was in corporates, totally. I was working at Google. This was my first job straight out of college. So yeah, hoop dreams. I just kept chasing that path. And yeah, I quit my job there and then, got back into this full time in basketball. Yep.
Okay, so this is actually very weird because normally people leave basketball to join Google. You left Google to join basketball. So what was that? What were you like thinking then? What was your goal to make it pro, or what is the family's reaction? I mean, can you just that whole time?
Yeah, I didn't want any lofty ambitions or anything for me. A lot of people also had trouble understanding exactly what I wanted out of this. It was not to represent, or it was not to like find a very promising career or anything. I really was all about being the best basketball player that I could be. I was still believing in that dream, and while that, I still had the time, I wanted to go chase that dream, and yeah, got to live that to an extent, I guess.
Okay, but in many ways, there are also risks attached to playing abroad, and there are many basketball players in India who don't even know how to even start. And when you played, I think this was 10 years ago.
Yes.
So can you help us understand what are the risks associated with a move like this?
Oh yeah, I mean, this was just the shiny side, obviously. There's two sides for sure. We just got to, let the fact sink in that this is still a very nascent thing. There's not a lot of people doing this. Now I guess, after Prithvi started doing what he did, I mean, he was the reason why I did what I did. And I think slowly but surely people are looking for options elsewhere, what better quality coaching that we can actually get outside. And also, where would that lead us to? What for? What do we do this for? The risks will definitely be associated. You just need to know out there, need to get a very realistic idea of how good you are yourself before you take any kind of risk. And you need to be safe with, an amount of work or an amount of money that you're just willing to put into this and be happy with whatever the consequences be. Risk specifically, you need to know the person that you're getting into business with. You really need to get a complete download on what kind of a person he is and what kind of success stories did that person enable. Don't look at all the broad team and don't just fall into the marketing of it, whoever is trying to get you there. One person, it needs to come down to one person that you trust, that you've directly interacted with, and you need to get a good read on that person and what that person can do for you, what that person can unlock for you.
Okay, and any specific do's and don'ts? What are the red flags when it comes to
100%. Don't, I would say, any camp that is telling you any sort of short-term stuff. Okay, come here for a couple of weeks, come here for 4 to 6 weeks, and we can do this, placements, etc., etc. Just know that that span of time is never enough to get you any meaningful skill value addition. You can't really learn anything in that much time, and if they're trying to market it as a thing where you can just come and quickly learn something and you can already think of a career somewhere, just know that that's a big red flag right away. And also secondly, if anyone is boasting of a lot of services that they provide as an academy or to aspiring students, just be very sure what are the logistics involved. If all of these are housed under one roof, what is the day in the life of an athlete over there, and again I would say what kind of success stories were they able to produce, and yeah, more in those lines.
Okay, is there a stereotype that you're an Indian guy, can you even play? Is there that racist sort of, or not racist perhaps, or even a discrimination against, say, South Asians?
Discrimination part, I mean, to be really honest, I don't think people even take us seriously enough yet to be discriminated. Might sound harsh, but it is the truth. But I think slowly but surely, like, you know, brown ballers, these guys doing what they're doing, and also the fact that, you know, the sport is the most popular amongst the Indian diaspora in most of the English-speaking countries. You know, they swear by the sport. People that are born there, or even if they move there in the first 5 to 6 years of their lives, they don't know much about cricket. They're all about basketball, and, you know, they idolize all these NBA players. So yeah, you know, with that happening, definitely we can expect maybe a bit of shift. But for people that are wanting to go there, again, it comes down to what exactly your priorities are. And I do see some people struggle with expecting, okay, if the fact that, you know, just like a college education, you go there and then you expect to get placed there and then you work there and then there's a whole career waiting for you over there. Never going to be that way, not even close, you know. And you need to be clear about what you expect to do once you do come back here. Unless you're very sure of that, yes, there could be a lot of, you know, loopholes and like side traps that you could fall into.
Okay, and from working at Google in a very corporate environment, Google is still supposed to be like a very fun place to work at. But and now you're a coach, you're a basketball coach at DBA. So any regrets? Like, do you like, oh, I wish I would continue at Google, or is it very fulfilling being a basketball coach?
Hell no. Definitely has its challenges. Everything has its ups and downs, but, you know, I don't have a second guess for this. I don't care about any of the consequences. The fact that I could call this work, come here and, you know, do what I love, try to encourage another generation that's coming in, try in whichever path that I can, you know, it means everything to me. I love what I do. I've been doing this for about 2 years now. I couldn't hope to be at a better place.